Hi, welcome to this tutorial of compositing in Fusion. We will be looking at the basic compositing in Fusion, how to do a BG and FG compositing in Fusion. Let's bring up an image of background here. Before that, I will make sure that my project settings are set to Full HD. I will go in File and I will click here Preferences. In Preferences, I have two tabs here. One is Global and one is Compositing. This Global defines the project range used every time for Fusion, whereas the Composition one will define only the composition which I will be using right now. So I will go into frame format, and here it is already set to HDTV 1080, which is fine for me with a frame rate of 30 frames per second. That is fine for me. If you want, you could change it. I'll just say save and I will bring on the image. To bring the image, I will first need a loader here. If I click this LD button, you can see here I've got a loader and even my desktop window got open. I will select the file which I need. Now I can't preview it into thumbnail, so I could click this button so that this window gets expanded, and I will select the grass field which I can preview it with some details of the image. I will click open. Now whenever I open it, I can't see it in the view. This is because the view is set to two panels and I can't see it. None of my panel is selected. You can see here there are three dots here. If I click on the first dot, you can see it here that automatically the image gets displayed here. If I click on the second dot, you can see here that the image will be displayed in the second window. Okay, you can do this by your keyboard shortcuts also. 1, 1, 2, 2. I can toggle it on and off. Now if you are not comfortable with this layout, there are various layouts here. Like this is your default layout. You have different kinds of layouts available in Fusion. You have a one window layout also. You can switch on to the layouts as per your convenience. If you want to roll back, then you can say view layout and you could go into reset layout. It automatically resets everything to default. Now I will preview this grass field in my first window, that is 1 on the keyboard, and I will click fit here. Now you could see it here that the resolution is way too high. We will fix it in our next lecture, but I will just show you how to basically compose it. Now this is 3526 by 2442, which is way too high than the HD. I will be importing one more file and I will say here load, and this time I'm gonna bring the deer. The deer image, I already have a PNG. You could see the PNG. Here it is showing white. No problem. I will just merge them both. For merging in Fusion, you have to add a merge tool, which is here, MRG merge. Now there is a rule for merging. I will just zoom in into the node so that you would see better. The orange arrow always is the BG. The sand arrow is always the FG. The dark blue is the mask. So I will connect my BG to the BG. I will just take it and just drop it into the orange one, and this red I will drop it into the sand one. Now what happened, I can't see anything even though I am clicking it because I have not pressed 2 button. If I press 2 button on the keyboard, then the output of this node will be displayed here. If I press 2, you can see here that I am having the deer image on the background. I click fit, but this image is not proper because I need to change some things to get rid of this white. Now You can see here the image in the left, it doesn't have the deer. This is because the image on the left is still using this node and the first viewer, whereas this node, merge node, is using the second viewer, and you can see the image here. Now, how to get rid of this white background? Even though this is a PNG, you could click on the PNG, go into the import, and you could go into the import and you could click on post multiply alpha. When you click post multiply alpha, Fusion automatically calculates the alpha and then applies to it. Now I want to scale this deer and place it here. So I will select the image and I will press this XF. XF is the transform tool for all your nodes. I will select the size, I'll click drag the size. Don't worry about this image because this still is previewing the same thing. I will just switch it off so that it won't get distracted. I will select the transform node and I will place it here. Now this looks fine. Now I want to add one more node to it. I want to add one more object to it. So this time this everything will be the BG and the new image will be the FG. Let's try it on. I will add a merge node, and now this, as I told you before, this orange arrow will be plugged into the red so that this becomes the BG, whereas for the FG I will load the scene again and this time I'm gonna import this dog. So after importing, if I just plug it into the sand arrow, I can't see anything. This is because I haven't told this node to show in the viewer. I'll press 2 on my keyboard. You could press 1 also, but it surely depends. Generally people do before and after here to compare the side by side. Now for the dog, I've selected the dog. Okay. Now for the dog, sometimes the alpha gets automatically cropped. Okay. I will go into the import, but it's a good practice to do a post multiply by alpha to get rid of the edges. I will add the transform node and you can see here XF. I will scale the node and I will place it down here. So you can see that we have composed the entire scene with FG and BG. You can see the nodes are already getting piled up. So this is the way you will be working with Fusion. The last thing is that still my resolution is not proper. It is 3256 by 2442, which is not HD. So in the next lesson I'll be telling you how to make the resolution HD and preview it in HD to make an HD output video. Thank you.